There we go. Just in case, they're good. I don't know how good these quests are, so I wanted to just make sure I captured them, just in case. And then after that, we're going to move on and do more MSQ. Drusilla? Ah, there you are. Looking deadly enough with that scythe to make me weak at knees. Alright, jeez. I wager it's time we stop faffing about and made ready to hunt our target. My lemurs have been hard at work scraping together what information they can. Let's see what they got. Everyone here? Good. Artemis you've met. No further Chimera-related incidents. You'll be happy to hear the overly chipper lass over there is Ermin. Make your acquaintances. Hello. Hello. Hello there. Hi. Hello. Sorry. As you know, our quarry is a void scent, and he goes by the name of Orcus. He's eluded the best, but these two are a step above that. Tell us what you've found. Why your war boss? I asked around, but unsolved murders and disappearances, seeing if any involved someone matching the description you provided. There are many missing people, as there are grains of sand, and no shortage of tragedies either. One, however, stood out among the rest. A woodcutter in the Black Shroud. Disappeared without a trace. Nobody, no belongings, nothing. An odd enough occurrence by itself, but the sightings of a stranger with skin as pale as snow near his last known whereabouts piqued our interest. That's a promising start. But those woods are crawling with bandits and brigands of all sorts. Duskwights and creepers are said to come in ghostly hues. Are we sure this man ain't one of them? As sure as I've ever been, boss. Not many bandits have eyes. The colour of blood is a match too close to ignore. Interesting. I can't gainsay that. We have a lead. If I may, boss, are you sure we need the help of this outsider? How much trouble can one void scent be? Ermin, he's standing right here in front of you, for God's sake! No, she's right. I've always told you to turn a wary eye to those outside the family. She's just doing her due diligence. Trust me when I say we need every advantage we could afford. I made the mistake of misjudging Orcus' strength before, and for my hubris my family, my flesh and my blood family were slain. All of them. I was planning on holding that back a bit longer, but just before the lemurs, I swore two things. I'd repay that suffering 1,000-fold, and I'd never let that bastard take anything from me again. I mean to keep that vow, and I trust that I can count on you to help. Don't have to ask twice, boss. Your wounds are our wounds, even the ones that become scars. We'll see your vengeance wrought. All these years I've scraped to make a place for us. I looked forward to the day he'd pay his duties. And it ain't... Ooh, restart. Oh, there we go. And it ain't just for me that we have to hunt him down, either. He's a blight on an Orsier self, and no longer we let it fester. The more suffering it will spread. We need to corner him now, while we have a chance. Ooh. Are you ready, RJ? You know these woods as well as any of us. And we'll need your experience if we hope to be back before supper. Much appreciated. Alright, let's get to it then. Ermin, I want you here in Uldar, keeping your ear to the ground for any news of Orcus' movements. On Guinness, you lead us to where this woodcutter disappeared. By your will, boss. That'll be essential shrouds, so best course would be to set off for Bent Branch Meadows. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Yeah. On Guinness. Good, you made it. Before we set off, allow me to share the circumstances of our poor woodcutter's disappearance. As I heard it, he disappeared 9 weeks ago. Got lost, some surmise, but he was a seasoned woodsman, not some high-born traveller who forgot to buy a map. I questioned those closest to him, and none could think of a reason he might want to make himself scarce. He'd even made plans to meet with a friend not long from now, but I expect that promise will go unkept. Sounds like we can rule out a voluntary departure. I believe the last person to see the man alive said he took his axe and ventured northwest. That is where we'll set our trap. Here, RJ, take these, a Magitech transceiver and a candle that scented like a void scent. Flavoured what? Okay, blood. Blood flavoured. Once it's lit and the fumes are wafting through the air, every void scent within 30 yards comes running. If either of us sees Orcus, let's give the other a shout over the transceiver. As I said before, Orcus is inhabiting the body of a man, and he could put on an awfully convincing performance when he needs must. Don't give him a chance to work his wiles or his fangs be in your neck before you know it. As much as I want to accompany you, I'd only be a liability in a fight. Whether you find Orcus or not, return here and I'll report back to the Lemurs. Good luck. No, good hunting. Decided that Argonus is a weak attempt at Tom Hardy and Peaky Blinders. Oh, this music just fills me with nostalgia. I have to say, you know, although I think my favourite city, like in terms of the Realm Reborn or the 1.0 cities, is Nimsa. Gridania will always hold that special place because it's where I started, you know. Well, go head over, give a quick shout out to Wise Fish Gaming YouTube because he bought me this map for Christmas. He's a good friend of mine, so shout out to him. Destination drawn by a maleficent odour. A void scent rises from the underbrush, though it bears no resemblance to Orcus. It eyes you with a voracious hunger. I need to learn to read. Oh wow! I've forgotten what I'm doing. Whoops! Why did I press the wrong button? This is what happens when you take a small break, which I did over the holidays, because I now don't know what. I remember what I'm doing. On Genus. On Negis. That's his name. On Genus. On Negis. I'm glad to see you in one piece. Now, what's that you have in your hand? Oh, you sent the void scent was carrying this. That ring. Where'd you find it? It's on the void scent! What? I see. And there could be no doubt. The void scent that RJ slew is the same one that murdered our woodcutter. Right. Murdered? Are you saying? Aye. While I was searching for a place to set my trap, I spotted a shallow grave, hastily dug and poorly hidden. Under a thin layer of dirt was a body matching the description of the woodcutter. A wholly nondescript fellow, save for the mark of a ring removed from his finger. Doubtless that ring was his demise. Shiny baubles are a common fixation for void scent. Probably didn't spare a thought for the owner. Only the prize? I suppose we could take comfort in the knowledge that you'll harm no one else. Orcus or not, I'd say the expedition was a success after a fashion. I should appraise the whalers of Oh, I can't read. There's too many W's in that sentence. I should appraise the whalers of what's transpired. You two catch a well-earned rest. Thank you, Big Hat. Thank you kindly. On Eggers. I didn't know Reapers loved smooth jazz. Alright. Maybe we didn't get the satisfaction I promised, but sitting here with our heads in our hands won't do us any good. Let's be happy with one less void scent preying on helpless woodcutters. Orcus will pay for what he did. Heh. Glad to see your passion for our mission. Apologies we couldn't make your first outing a little more memorable. Well, it was quite memorable. We were on the cusp of ending 2 decades of misery. That's how long ago Orcus came into this world, raging like an animal free from his cage, and leaving my family dead to his wake. The grief he's caused since then is immeasurable. No matter where his accursed feet take him, his hunger follows, and the realm bleeds to sate it. Of course, we aren't the only ones hunting him, but he's as clever as he is vicious, and not even the finest trackers have been able to keep on his trail for long. Don't lose your heart yet, boss. While you were away, I was making the rounds, and I might have found something that will soon bear fruit. Arnegus is following on it as we speak. I swear, someday that man is going to keel over on my account. Still, there's no one else that I trust to tell me the difference between the truth and hysteria. That being said, his work takes the time to do right. Use this chance to own your skills, and if all goes to plan, next time we speak, you'll have a golden opportunity to test them. I'm feeling our golden opportunity is right now! 75, so it's going to be one every 2-3 levels? I'm guessing. Apologise, Joey, but we're still waiting on Arnegus to come through. There's not much for you to do around here until then, unless you have a knack for cleaning. No. Ermin is good at wheedling, out-promising stories and whatnot, but getting to the truth of those stories is craft as delicate as weaving. I'm sure you've seen firsthand how a bad bit of information can lead to an elaborate plans coming apart from the seams. Boss! Boss! Calm down, lad. Breathe. What's gotten into you? It's Arnegus. Oh my god, what? He's been murdered. What the fuck? What? What? Tell me I heard that wrong. I'm afraid not. The brass blades found him half buried in the sands not bells ago. Just lying there like some bloody animal carcass. They're bringing him to Aralig's burial chamber as we speak. Oh my god. Ooh. I'm not gonna... I was enjoying doing his voice. Whoever did this doesn't know the reckoning they've got coming. Before I'm done with them, they'll be begging to crawl back into their mother's womb. I want justice as much as you, Ermin, I do, but it's times like this that we need to look to the boss for guidance. As you can see, RJ, emotions are running high. I should stay here until Herman calls off. Could you let the boss know we're standing by and waiting for a command? Like, as he's not gone to pay her respect. So surprising to see that. How did these sprouts manage to get in? Level 10 sprout. How did you get in? I mean, good for you. I'm not complaining at all. Sorry, RJ, ain't in the mood for chit-chat. Right. Yeah, it's fine. It's about right. Where's the bloody keeper? My lady prithee, the dead must be laid to rest. The dead are going to have more among them if you don't shut your trap and listen. The brass blades brought a body in not long ago. Show me to it. Oh yes, they did. But are you the deceased's family? If not, I'm afraid we cannot. Family. Family. Arnegus was like a son to me. Like a son. Ordinarily that would be a... He is interned in the innermost coffin. However, I must advise you not to gaze upon the body. Madam... If she insists, then so be it. Oh, damn it, Arnegus. God damn it. Arnegus. Arnegus. I don't know. I told you not to go anywhere yourself. Don't. RJ. This isn't for you. I mean, I can tell you, I've seen pretty bad stuff. I'm sorry for barging in here and all for a bluster. If you can forgive my rudeness, promise me that Arnegus gets sent off when I'm proper. Of course he shall be. However, if you wish to inter him with the city gates, well, such sought after space comes at no small expense. I don't care what it costs, just send your man to the Lemur's headquarters to collect what you require. Yes, my lady. Off it goes. RJ, I appreciate you coming to find me, but there's something else I have to speak with first. I'm heading to Stone's Throw. Come along if you please, but come along in silence. I mean, we've not spoken a word for 10 years, so I don't think you've got to worry. This is where I'm gonna... Arnegus's dear wife earns a living. Let's get this over with. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh no. Man. Yes. I'll never say his name right. Arnegus never forgot the debt he owed you. The debt we both owed you, even so, his loyalty ran even deeper than that. It's a strange thing to look back on the people we were. A decade younger and a lifetime more foolish. Young lovers, proud patriots, blissfully ignorant, returning to Locus Amonis, cradle of our people. A triumphant homecoming for the Garleans after centuries in exile. The once mighty invaders have been laid low and driven back whence they came, and it was a banner day when Arnegus was honoured with a post there. The honour and pride quickly faded when we saw the truth of Locus Amonis. We hadn't just defeated our enemies. We'd clapped them in irons and condemned them to a life of servitude. Descendants of those who'd driven our ancestors north so many generations ago need to pay for the crimes of their forebears, whose superpowers were certainly pleased with poetry of it all. Arnegus, however, could not simply look away from their suffering, let alone take pleasure in it. Confronted with the reality of the place we would call him home, his conscience demanded he take action. He began cooperating with the resistance, but the eyes of the Frumentarium are all-seeing. Before long he was ousted by a sympathizer. It was only by the grace of good fortune that we escaped with our lives. I've often lain awake at night, wondering if he'd outlived his usefulness to the Resistance, or perhaps it was a pretty senior officer that orchestrated our fall. Regardless of our cause, the outcome was the same. We could never return to the Empire. We fled to Eorzea by the way of Radzat Han, the only route open to us. It wasn't soon after stepping foot on the docks of Limits and Limits as your luck ran out, as I recall. Stopped by Yellow Jackets and accused of being Imperial spies. But we still managed to make an escape. We ran and ran, terrified that our pursuers would one day catch up to us. That is until we met you, but not taking us under your wing. When you did, I shuddered to imagine our fate. Your gratitude's the last thing I deserve, lass. And if I hadn't sent Arginus off on my own damn fool's errand, you'd still be alive. It was Orcus that killed him. And no mistake. He died for my vengeance. I can't tell you how sorry I am. No, you needn't apologise. I know he was happy. So as long as he's helping you, he was happy. The blame for his death doesn't rest on your shoulders. It rests on the man, the monster that murdered him in cold blood. And I expect you to see answers for his crimes. For me. For Arginus. I will, lass. I will. On this I swear everything that I have to swear. We need to talk, RJ, somewhere with fewer prying eyes. Come meet me at the bridge to the north. I owe you an apology, RJ. Well, not telling you everything about me and Orcus from the start. I dragged you into a fight against a foe that's cunning, brutal and utterly merciless. Merciless. I thought with all us together, we tipped the scales in our favour. I was wrong. And Arginus paid the price for my hubris. That void scent we tracked in the Black Shroud was likely one of Orcus's minions, but I was too caught up in my grand scheme to realise it at the time. I should have thought about why he tried to hide that body. A common void scent wouldn't have the guile to bury a kill. But what if Orcus taught it that is a way to throw off trackers of the scent? To dangle bait for me and mine? Orcus has used the same trick in the past. And he knows we know it too. By dispatching his minion, we drew his attention. Arginus was a warning. Orcus don't give his prey swift deaths. He toys with them, cuts into them, and savours the screams. That's how I knew he was responsible. Like a signature, the way he leaves the bodies, where he had his fill. I only pray one day Arginus doesn't take the suffering with him to the next life. Orcus will be coming for me next. Not right away though. That'd be giving up the game. He wants us to keep looking. Over our shoulders, sleeping with one eye open. One eye open, I'm sleeping. Anyway, he'll wear us down without ever lifting a finger. And when he finally strikes, we'll be dead on our feet. Playing things for him to do as he pleases. That won't do. We need to bring the fight to him. No more waiting around for a lead to come to us. It won't be easy. But can I count on your help? Quareenix. Thank you, RJ. You're so welcome. And if you've got no qualms risking life and limb to fight for Arnicus, to fight for me, then I've got no qualm calling you a member of my family. These job quests are just like MSQ level, man. Family, a curious word, that. Is that him? There you see him. RJ's Orcus. Some persistent rats were nibbling at my tail. I should have known by their stench it was you and yours, Drusilla. Or should I call you... What? Granddaughter? What? Oh, what? Granddaughter? Shut your mouth, you thrice-damn monster. Can we get this costume, please? Monster? Is that a way to greet your beloved elder? Children these days. It seems one death wasn't punishment enough for you. A second should advice from this scant remainder of your being. What are you doing? What are you going to do? RJ, we're into this era now. Follow my lead. I thought we might savor our reunion for a while longer. But if you insist, I shall feast upon your beating heart here and now. The fuck, man? What are you? Naught but dregs left in that described vessel of yours. Too long has the hide been left in the sun. But your family has been replenished with fresh blood, I see. My. What a bounteous soul this one has. Your scythe may be dull, but your eyes is as sharp as ever. Blinding as the sun, pure as snow. Delectable as a boar slathered in grue. Oh, what the fuck? I thought to make a quick meal of you, but perhaps just this once. Forbearance is in order. Such as a singular specimen must be given time to fatten, to fulfill its succulent potential. 'Twould be a travesty to consume you ere you achieve perfection. When your soul is ripe with fear, swollen with hatred, and fit to burst with despair, I shall return for you, RJ, and I shall gorge. Until that time, sup well, my growling whelp. Now, he was very fun to voice. It was very fun. Very good lines. Very well written. I mean, but you knew that. You knew that. Drusilla? What are we gonna do now? Curse these old bones. He was right in front of me, and I could have ended it in one swing. For a moment, just one moment, I saw it all again. My family, slaughtered, lying at his feet. My life slipping away. That was enough. Doubtless you have more than a few questions. I'll answer them, I promise, but Now's not the time, trust me. Standing around, kicking sand won't change what he's done. Let's return to our headquarters and let the wind cool on our heads. Then we can consider our next course of action. It was my own fault if I hadn't stood there slack-jawed. If I wasn't so damn slow, we'd be rid of that abomination once and for all. What you saw used my grandfather. Before Orcus took over, he looks green enough to be my own grandchild now. My own trick of the void, like as not. It's no secret that if a void scent doesn't want to devour you, it probably wants to take possession of your flesh. But Orcus has a particular talent for it. And as you doubtless surmised, he's got an insatiable craving for aether. Killing is only a prelude to the act of gulping down our essence, like a draught of ale after a day's work. He's old. I can't say exactly how, and he's acquired a taste for the finer things. Seems your soul counts as among the finest he's ever seen. Things just keep getting better and better for us, don't they? It wouldn't be the first time someone set the sights on my soul. Is that so? Used to be in a prize pig, are we? Well, you didn't have to call me a pig, but thank you. Any road, it's clear that safety is no longer something we could take for granted. Not even in a crowded street, not even in the middle of the day. Keep your eyes peeled and watch out for those terrible red eyes. We're sitting chocobos for the moment, but I think of something and send you as soon as I can, till they never sleep far from your sight. Glad to see Orcus hasn't sunk his teeth into you yet, RJ. Don't go thinking he's given up on trying, though. Oh, I'm pretty talented, so I won't worry too much. He's out there savouring you from a distance. Can't resist checking in on his prize, just as he can't resist on seeking out morsels to tide him over to this feast. The reports we've received of a man pale as death, skulking about the sands is proof of that. And then there's the matter of his blunted dagger. We don't know who sent it, but we do know what it means. It's a warning commonly used by the less savoury elements in Ildar. A warning that's the next will be delivered in sharp straight to our bellies. More for them. They've no notion of what we've faced and lived, thinking we'd soil our small clothes over empty threats. Let's hope it's nothing more than that. Last seen. As we need to follow up on those reports sooner than later. Anyone fancy a bit of fresh air? If we catch a whiff of Orcus' foul stench, all the better. RJ, I want you to ask around near Blackbrush Station. And I'll head to Stone's Throw. When you're done, meet me here. Meet me there, and we'll share what we've dug up. I recognise that self-assured stride. The mark of a man ready to take on the world and then some. You must be the Eorzean Reaper. The boss sent the word about. The Eorzean Reaper, that sounds like that. I'm almost disappointed to tell you nothing is amiss. The soldier in me would have loved to see a Reaper in action, but I once fought in the Imperial Army, though you wouldn't think to look at me now. Look alright? Ah. I served proudly under Lord Valnus in my youth, until the day he ordered us to use common folk as fodder in some pointless skirmish. I refused and was sentenced to death for my candour. Needless to say, I didn't keep that appointment. Compared to the evil, toothless threats and the ghosts, I'm no bother, but the less jaded are more excitable. One lass in particular has been jumping at the shadows. She claims to have seen all manner of terrors, but I suspect she's been startled by her own reflection. So if you want to lend her an ear and to her delusions, you can find her at the Lost Hope. Will do. Ah! Oh, hello. Oh, sorry. Got the motivation of that completely wrong. Ah! Oh, hello. Who are you? Did Drusilla receive my missive? She sent someone to rid us of the terrible evil waiting in the wings. Really, she cares for us as if we really were flesh and blood, which is more than I could say about my own. Not once have I longed to return to the life of comfort I left behind in Garlemald, and I have Drusilla to thank for that. She isn't the reason I left home in the first place. Of course, had I not met my beloved, I would like to still be feasting on some lemon cakes in ignorance. I don't think Garlemald is doing particularly well at the moment. In ignorance of love, of freedom. I found the former in Garlemald, and the latter in Eorzea, as our new life blossomed into something beautiful. Not every day has been easy, not even most days, but Drusilla's watchful eye has kept us safe, and our freedom is worth any measure of hardship. Such terrible fear gripped my heart when my beloved told me of the pale man he spied on the sands. But now that the family has come to help, I can breathe a sigh of relief. I'm sure you wish to know precisely where to find the horrid creature, but I cannot help half so well on my beloved might. Seek him in the southeast and pray put an end to his nightmare. Lithe dandy. Through devoured mists and the hunter doth now tread, tracking the scent of quarry others dread. In darkest night cry for a keeper. Lo, by your side he walks, the Reaper. Yes? Apologies for my effusive display, friend. I'm a poet, you see, and cannot resist putting into words the flood of emotions that accompany such a striking figure as yours. Sus? What's there? What's there? Oh my god! What the hell is that? Monster! What is it? The bloodlust emanating from the void center is potent and powerful. Let's get it. Let's get it! Oh, I thought that was going to be powerful. Thank you, my saviour, my godsend. Would that I call you, would that I could have aided you, but alas, my poet's pen is often little use in battle. Unless, of course, the battle involves not swords and scythe, but words. Just ask the sire of my beloved, who is even now licking the wounds dealt by the invective verse I composed after he had the gall to forbid our union. A masterwork of scathing metaphor and supple remonstration. Alas, for all their present pretension, nobles are anything but subtle in their rage. We were forced to flee, to abandon our homes with only love for sustenance. Nevertheless, I regretted not a single moment of our lives in exile. In Eorzea we found an unexpected treasure. Freedom. Freedom of mind and freedom of our hearts. But I digress. Surely you did not seek me out simply to save my life and leave with a nod of a smile. Do you wish to commission a poem? Commission a poem. A pale male. I encountered him whilst I was wandering these arid wastes in search of inspiration. I felt the gaze of some terrible presence upon my back, and when I turned to meet him, he's standing there grinning like a butcher in a bullpen. He wore robes much too thick for these scorched sands, and his skin looked as if it had been kissed by the blazing sun. Worst of all, his eyes were as two bottomless pools of blood. I feared my end had come, but then he vanished as quickly as it appeared. Perhaps I've been reckless. Recent incidents make it clear that the cost of inspiration is higher than I'm willing to pay. I shall return to my beloved for both my safety and hers. Thank you again, my saviour. There you are. And? Another one of his accursed minions. Well, I suppose we could take comfort in the fact that none of the family came to harm, yourself included. Well done. Speaking of which, what do you think of his family? You ever been thrust into? You've been thrust into. Speak freely, I haven't lived this long by taking offence to opinions I don't want to hear. I'm surprised it will survive this long. Seems like any other family to me. That's not very nice. Last one. Middle. It's some odd families then, I reckon. I'd like to think we're one of a kind, though. Collection of cast-offs unfit to live under the Empire's boot. yours truly included. Much as some enlightened types might tell you otherwise, people people like to have a say in the life they lead. That's what separates us from those bugs over there. Born queens, workers, drones, bred into the roles, ingrained so deeply that they wouldn't know how to live otherwise. For the glory and prosperity of the hive. But we've got it in us to be different. Might be born into farming, soldiering, or politicking. But we can't choose to walk a different path whenever the fancies strike. It ain't in our nature to accept our lot without question. Now we have to believe in something, put our faith in it. Only then will we deign to march in its step. And indeed, faith of a savage stripe is one way to get us dancing to the same tune. Others might be compelled through faith in logical law, intangible, invisible, yet enough killing and conquering, if it suits the Queen. Abbott! Oh, sorry, Abbott! I remember that you lived. Sorry. The invaders have sullied our birthright for 8 centuries. No longer! We march to Locus Amonis with a few righteous words. His radiant Solus Galvus wiped the hive into a frenzy. Once the fire is burning, the passion of the masses can't soon be quelled. What was once a wish from home became a holy mission to spread enlightenment. Enlightenment which will not suffer such beliefs as the beastman hell. Countless scores running up their lives on the altar of the Empire, until an entire continent was united under a single Magitech fist. For those who still dream the dream of unity, a deed worthy of song, yet some awoke to see this fraternity for what it was, my grandfather Rullus included. The talents of the Reapers are passed down through bloodlines. Rullus was the best of us, the most accomplished and feared in the order of the Long's history. The duty of the Reaper, our role in the hive, if you will, was to deliver our countrymen from corrupt and power-hungry tyrants. When Garlemald found the religion and conquest, his appetite grew to be insatiable. My grandfather pondered this conundrum for many sleepless nights, and came to a decision. He would relieve Solus Galvus of his life. Damn. Wow. 20 years ago, we slipped into the deepest chambers of the Imperial Palace, silent as shadow, until he could hear the Emperor's beating heart. Yet when Rullus returned to me, Solus was alive and well. My grandfather, on the other hand, had been skittish to his step. His black hair had turned a pale white. Well, that's not Solus, that's Emmett. Solus was like... base. It was like 1,000 years old or whatever. They said naught of his encounter with the Emperor, save that the most powerful man in Garlemald was no man at all. Ashamed in his defeat, my grandfather sought great power. Bit by bit, he gave himself more over to the voice sent by his avatar. So he's been a bit... yeah, you could tell he was touched by an Ascian. Orcus struck with the Rullus was weakest, taking his flesh and soul in one fell swoop. When he was finished, not a mote of my grandfather remained in that body. There was only Orcus. The fiend flew into rapturous frenzy, and my family were his victims. I remember the chill of his teeth sinking into my flesh, gnawing until they reached my very essence. Oh, I'm standing here before you then. Orcus gorged on a soul that night, but it wasn't mine, not exactly. It was my avatar that filled his belly. It seemed that's all he could stomach. Some might consider that a lucky twist of fate, but I had little time to ponder my fortune. And as soon as I was able, his radiance never looks kindly on those trying to end his life. or their families. I wander about for years until I settled here and started seeking out the others like me. Others who would have woken from the Empire's dream. Lemurs is what we call the spirits of the dead in the Garlean tongue. A fitting moniker, if there was ever one. Walking up from a long sleep. Waking up from a long sleep ain't unlike climbing out of a grave, I can attest to that. Son of a bleeding. Remind me not to give such long-winded speeches when the sand is blowing in my face. I made him back for some ale. See you at headquarters. Welcome back, boss. How's the family? Dead. Shaken but unharmed, aside from the tussled hair and the mangled verse. Orcus left one of his minions behind as a gift, but RJ made quick work of it. I always said that he was a keeper. Hey now, you behave yourself, right? You and I for a fierce, huh? I wager you could slay Orcus all on his own. I could. Not that we'd let him take it all the time, all the glory. Of course we wouldn't. We'll all be here when Orcus tries to take his prize. I don't think we'll be waiting long either. Orcus said he struck when RJ was ripe with fear and hatred and despair. Seasonings he'd loathe to forego. I have an inkling how he might try to draw out those emotions and finish off Half-Eater. Oh, right you are, Drusilla. Oh my god. He's just taken over a body? Oh, he's there. How many nights did you mourn your lost avatar? The wellspring of your power. I must say it was quite the dish. I think not. Move so much as a finger and her head will hit the floor. Ooh, let's see it. RJ, that fire, I want to see it burn. I want to see it rage. I want to see the hatred sleep into the depths of your soul. Shall I make Drusilla's final breath? Sorry. Shall I make this Drusilla's final breath? Or this one? Oh, it's so very hard to choose. I was right not to give in to my baser instincts, to allow the thought of your taste to simmer in my mind as you, Drusilla, formed a bond, a kinship even, born from an understanding of her inconsequential ideas, that you may better appreciate the bitter loss. Perhaps... Perhaps I should wait a while longer, to let the flavour of your hatred mature, and the tang of your malice ripen. And I can make use of Drusilla yet. Revel in her screams, exult in her misery. Ah, how splendid it will be. All the while my prized piglet growing fat with loathing and succulent with terror. Come on. Whatever. Patient rewards the dutiful gourmand, after all. When your tantalizing flavour is fully matured, I shall return, and I shall reap my harvest. Oh, God. It's down voice, bastard. Soulless piece of shite. We need to think. Come on, let's get to the... Let's not panic. I know. Now's not the time to lose my temper. Deep breaths. Cool heads. Okay. Right, we need a plan. First things first, we'll find out where Orcus is hiding. The rest of the family should be able to help with that. In the meantime, you need to prepare. I know you're good, RJ, but we can't leave the boss's life to chance. Sharpen your skills and your scythe, then sharpen them once more. The boss can do naught against Orcus without her avatar. That means you'll have to do some heavy lifting. Of course, I'll do what I can afford you an advantage, but you can count on that. For Drusilla! The Killing Art. Now, this is probably the final one, I'm guessing. Oh, you get... Yeah, it's a good job I did these quests, because I would have been without those abilities for ages. My hands count them all. Jay, listen. Listen. We found out where the boss is being held, but I'm warning you. The power of it isn't pretty. An envelope arrived at headquarters this morning. I opened it, and the inside was shite. Inside was a letter, writ in blood. There was no doubt whose it was. Orcus is revelling in his own cruelty. The letter said he's waiting for us at dusk's vigil. God knows what he's doing to her now. Called on every able-bodied member of the family for this one. We're heading out as soon as everyone's assembled. Oh jeez, alright, here we go. We're here, Ermin, and we're waiting outside. And more are waiting outside. We're ready to repay the debt we owe Drusilla. We are with our lives if we must. With souls courageous, hearts of hardened steel, for leaders' sake, for families' ideal, into the demon's lair they soon shall tread, to end this terror foul, his reign of dread. Well done. The boss would beam with pride to see this group of cold-blooded killers. Alright, RJ, we're ready when you say the word. Face Orcus and he won't be coming back. What? Now we might not hold a candle to the likes of you, but you've got skills. You need something to distract Orcus, right? Then you can move him for the kill whilst his back is turned. Don't tell us to stay here with our thumbs up our asses while the boss is suffering. Drusilla won't want you throwing your lives away. What do you know about what she wants? Man, listen. Maybe he's right. I know he's right. God damn it. Doesn't mean it doesn't chafe. The boss wouldn't trust just any man with the Reaper's arts, and RJ's proven himself worthy time and time again. If you're going alone, at least take this with you. Can we use it? Look at that. It's a beauty. For the boss. No self-respecting Reaper can reap without their scythe. That's such a nice scythe. A nice scythe. Now go and make Orcus rue the day he crossed into this world. On it. Who's calling me? The Scions? Oh. There you are. RJ, my prize repast. Come forward. Come on. Don't be shy. Oh, what a cool way to have a battle. Oh dear. What's happened to her eye? What have you done? That was pretty sick. I can smell it. Your fear. Your hatred. Your tender marbled soul. My masterpiece. Ripe for the slaughter. I'll savor every bite. Strip the flesh from your bones. Oh God, I didn't finish your line! Stop doing that! How I hungered, how I thirsted, enraptured by the thought of your sweet essence trickling down my throat. Never have I suffered so in waiting, but in beholding your magnificence, I see it was worth every agonizing pang. I do not expect you to leap in mine more willingly, nor do I desire it. I want you to writhe and struggle into your dying breath. Here we go! That's why. The AoE on this job is just ridiculously good. Like the amount of cones that you get. Oh! Come on. Oh, that was the wrong one to hit. Me, wasn't it? Alright. Very good. Defiance becomes you. Though it begins to bore me. Ah! Not done yet. Noise, rub. Last time you bared your belly for my blade. Praise Soul's purpose is to satisfy. Oh, here we go. What's she gonna do? Go on. It's your kill. My words, your aim is terrible. Go on! Oh, yeah! Get fucked! Oh, there should be nothing left of you. Should have learned to chew your food more thoroughly. Wow. Ice cold. Fools. The both of you. I won't die so... That's the wrong voice. Fools. The both of you. I will not die so easily. Oh, they're both great lines. Now our feast begins, or I don't want it to be easy. I don't want it to be easy. Want it to be easy. Cold as ice. Woo! Time to go. Oh, this... Yeah. Time to go. Yeah. Oh, whoa. Oh, that was good. I didn't... This is good. This is fun. He's gone. He's done. Goodbye. Oh. No. The honor's yours, Drusilla. Thank you, RJ. With fear, boiled in hatred, I can still smell its exquisite aroma. Woohoo! Just a taste. Wow. Done and done. What a set of job quests, man. So well done. He's done. Let's get back to headquarters. He's done. Let's get back to headquarters, RJ. I haven't played the Dark Knight ones yet, but like these were fantastic. Fantastic. What? RJ. We fucked him up. We fucked him up. We did. We did. Sorry for causing you all known to worry and tracking me down. You risked your life and limb, and for that I thank you. All of you. We didn't risk anything. We just sat here praying until you and RJ walked through that door. Don't be so hard on yourselves, lass. I know each and every one of you would have joined if you hadn't talked some sense into it. Well, I can't read! We owe you our lives, boss. We owe it to you to return the favour. You're the more than I deserve. Who forces them they hold dear to a personal vendetta? Who leads their family to their death? Arcanus was no fool. He knew that and accepted the risks. He placed his faith in you because he believed Orcus had to be stopped, and he was right. There'll be no more victims to mourn. He helped you to achieve that victory. It'll be enough for him, and it'll be enough for me. Can't believe I've gone through this entire job quest and not made a Vin Diesel family joke. That was a missed opportunity. Never mind. You're right. This ain't time for sulking. Arnicus would be the first to tell us that. Now's the time to honour and sacrifice. A toast to those we've lost. To those still by our sides. To thank the brave souls that led us here. That means you, RJ. Much as I'd like to take credit for Orcus' demise, I was always it was a long bloody road, but this marks the end of your first assignment as a Reaper. It's the first one? And what an assignment it was, eh? You might not be Ghanaian, but you tackled your task with a singular resolve that impressed the most hardened soldier. I'm proud to call you family. Family. How does he say it? I don't know. We may have founded the Lemurs to provide a home for wayward Ghanaians, but we're not so different. Ghanaians and Haortians. No great revelation that, but moments like these help us to put into perspective. This family was a dream that gave us strength to survive in a single straight land. But the beautiful thing about dreams, if you ask me, is that if you can change, they get better. So I say, from this day forward, the Lemurs will always be united, not by origin, but by purpose. Brothers and sisters bound by shared convictions. I don't think anyone would object to that, boss. The Lemurs are ready to welcome people of all stripes. Starting with you, RJ. Though, it was all but official already, eh? Hi. Here's the birth of a new family, brother. Oh. That's nice. Family. What day it's been, eh? It's been a while yet before I have occasion to yammer on that much again. Too much talking liable to put me in sentimental mood, or worse, make me dewy-eyed, so let's leave it there, eh? You ever get weary from the weight of the world on your shoulders? Know that our door will always be open. And if you need an ear to bend, or a shoulder to weep on, or a stiff bottle to jump inside, I'll be right there, brother. Complete! As your avatar sups upon your sword, upon close. I didn't read that. Going on. The death gauge. Alright. Right, so let's head to old Charlian. I'll take a short break. And then we're going to do some MSQ. I think... Well, let's have a look quick. Because I think we're pretty close to doing the first dungeon. And I want to do that. At least do that today.